CNBC is revealing now its 9th annual Disruptor 50 list. They're private companies that are outmaneuvering established players, turning ideas into fast-growing businesses that change the economy and how we live. At number 5, Didi Xuxing. It's essentially the Uber of China. It offers transportation and delivery services to more than 550 million users around the world. At number 4, SentinelOne. The cybersecurity firm reports it's defended more than 4,000 customers from that SolarWinds hack. At number 3, we have Discord, a popular platform that has captivated gamers, sports fans, music groups, and crypto traders. At number 2, Stripe. It's a financial services and software company that develops a payment platform that any business can use and scale. And topping the list, Robinhood. The no-fee trading platform made its mark on Wall Street by focusing on new generations of investors. In January, it was at the center of the GameStop trading frenzy when it drew lawsuits from users and questions from Congress. The creator of the annual list is CNBC's Julia Boorstin. She's with us now. Julia, financial services took home the first and second spot. What are Robinhood and others doing that's forcing big banks to take note?
Well, Shep, what's so interesting here is we have the B2C companies and then the B2B companies. The B2C companies are the consumer services, and I think the reason they've grown so quickly and gotten the attention of the established banks is because they're drawing a new generation of people, a new generation of investors, but also of traders. And I think we've seen the establishment react to this. We saw Fidelity introduce a youth account. We've seen a number of companies introduce fee-free trading to try to make sure that they can be appealing not just to people who used to put money in their 401ks and invest the old-fashioned way, but people who really wanted to be participating in the market in more of a day-to-day way. So we've seen the establishment. I mean, no one bigger than Goldman Sachs. They've been investing in their bank that appeals to younger users called Marcus.
You know, social media audio is also a big trend now, Julia. Discord, Clubhouse both made the list. What's behind the rise of this sort of company?
Well, look, both of these companies have certainly benefited from people being stuck at home and wanting to connect with their communities during the pandemic. Social audio companies are really about places where people can go and listen and participate in conversations, but not have to worry about their face being on the screen. So Clubhouse is by admission only. You have to get admitted in by the app in order to be able to participate. And Discord is for communities. So what we've seen is that people have been able to go on Discord and not just talk about video games, which is how this service originally launched, but go and talk about their favorite TV shows or about fantasy football. And this is a place where people have come together. So the big question, Shep, is whether these services end up being as popular once there are more things that people can do and once they can leave the house more again.
Julia, thanks so much. Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.